Good morning and welcome back to our leadership empowerment session, and we are doing I think it's the laws of leadership part 8 or 9 today, and we're going to look at 2 specific laws, and we're going to start with the law of the picture, and this is based upon the various laws of Dr. John C. Maxwell, and I'll discussing more laws than in his book, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. And yet again, I'm going to repeat myself by saying, use this material, watch the videos, share it with other people. You are more than welcome to share it. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel where all these videos are posted, as well as on my Facebook page. And tell the people if they can't watch it live, all the videos remain on my Facebook page and on my YouTube channel. So let us start with the law of the picture. In a nutshell, it's the power of modeling. People do what people see. We can teach, but the most powerful factor in transferring of lifestyle, of character, is by showing people what to do. That is the power of the modeling in the law of the picture. When you show the way with the right actions, the people who rely on you will follow your lead, and the school will flourish. The training sessions will flourish. This law teaches us that the overall goal is more important than one's role in the achievement. So the sum total is more important than the individual aspect. And this is all about empowering, about relationship, it's about information, it's about transformation, it's about the reformation of actions through teachings and through showing of the modeling aspect. So great leaders understand the following things, and we need to understand this. The mission provides purpose, and this is answering the question of the why. This is what the organization is doing today. That's the mission that we are following, and the vision provides the picture. That is the thing that hangs in the air, the dream. It's answering the question of what. It's about what the organization wants to become. So you have your mission, you have your vision, and then your strategic plans. This is to answer the questions of the why. So in this whole process of the law of the picture, we must bring all three these elements for understanding, so that our followers can embrace the dream, so that they can run with the dream. So leaders are stewards of this vision. People, if we can't believe in the vision and the mission, those who we are leading will not follow that either, because the vision starts in our hearts, in our minds. That is the dream we have for the future. Then we put the mission together, and the mission, we are sharing the vision with the people, and they buy into the mission and the action plans. So we must effectively communicate the vision to make the picture clear for them, as clear as it is in our hearts, so that they can see what we see, so that they can see the where and the what and the how. And then they will buy into the vision. But remember, as I've said previously, before people will buy into the vision, they will buy into you and me first. So effective modeling of the vision makes the picture comes alive. So how we live the vision, how we believe in the vision, the passion, the energy, the driving force behind our actions will motivate others to buy into this and to make this vision a picture in their own minds as well, so that they, in order will embrace it as well and follow this. So here are a few modeling principles that we need to understand when we model. Followers are always watching us. Whether we like it, don't like it, it is the truth. They watch us, they observe us. Whatever we say, whatever we do. And even the times that we are not in official training mode, they are still watching us. They are watching our activities, our actions, our attitudes, our productivity, our effectiveness, and that motivates them. If we say one thing and we do another, that just brings confusion and people will not follow that vision. So it's easier to teach what is right than to do what is right. It sounds funny, but it's the truth. If we teach, anybody can teach, but not everybody can do what is right. So we should work on changing ourselves before we try to improve others. Let my life be the living example of others to follow. And as I change and I set the pattern for the change, others will embrace the change as well. And I want to welcome Andre from Japan. Glad you are joining us this morning. So change. Make an effort to show what you want in others. The most valuable gift any leader can give is a good example to follow. So let us follow this, let us do this. But when our effective leadership is missing, those that are following us will suffer. They will be out of their depth. They will not be secure in the parameters because the parameters are not there. So if we want our followers, our staff to be secure, be sure that you are effective. Because ineffective leaders rule by rules and not by buying in. That's one of the laws we have discussed previously in the series, the law of buy-in. And leaders live, when effective leadership is missing, then the leader live just for themselves. And if you look around the world, and especially in South Africa, you will find that this thing is very active. It's thriving in so many nations, where a leader representing a group of stakeholders, when that person comes into power, then they become selfish. They just live for themselves, for their own benefits, their own pockets, their own status, and forgetting who they represent and who put them there. So when we're looking at this ineffective leadership, the people will follow the example of this ineffective leader. I said they're observing us, and if we are arriving late at work, if we leave early, and if we are constantly absent and not very productive, this is the example our staff will see, and this is the example they will follow. They do what we do. They don't necessarily do what we say. The whole organization will become negatively affected through an ineffective leader. Let us become that what we want others to become. Show them the way, lead the way, prepare the way for them, and then provide the platform for them to become that what we want them to become. Give them tools in their toolbox. So what are the qualities that we must have if we want to stand in the gap of those that we are following? Because this is what we must do. We must stand in the gap of our staff for them to catch up, to take over, and to lead. So what are the qualities? The number one quality, if you want to stand in the gap, creating the platform, is to be committed. Committed to the vision of the organization and the staff. Be committed to your people, because the staff you have is the most powerful and resourceful resource that we have. We think it's money. No, it's staff. We can have money, but if you don't have staff, we must do everything. If you want to expand, grow your staff. Be disciplined. Do what is right, regardless of the situation, or if it's nice. Sometimes it's not nice to be right, but you have to be right. You have to do this. You have to set the example. And then the next quality, we don't like that quality, and that is servanthood. And servanthood is the ultimate form of leadership. Servanthood is setting the platform for others to serve as well. If our staff can see we are serving, we are not growing beyond servanthood. It shall cultivate a culture of servanthood in your organization. And the next one is compassion. And this links to what I've been saying every week over and over and over. It's about relationships. If you stand in the relationship with your staff, you will have compassion. In other words, you will love people. You will love to see people move into action and achieving their dreams. And if they are battling, your compassion will make room for them to be restored. And these are the elements that are sometimes lacking in us as leadership and us as leaders. So if you are, when you are leading leaders, yes, the standard is higher, the level of commitment is higher, the communication must be better, and you must teach these things. And the one element that we must teach our staff and our leaders is integrity. To do everything in excellence. If integrity is absent in your life, if my yes is not my yes and my no is not my no, then we cannot be trusted. And the staff is going to undermine our leadership. If you want to be successful as a leader, be reliable, be trustworthy, and walk with decisiveness. Decisiveness says I can make the tough calls in a timely manner and without being influenced by emotions. I'm not talking about compassion, I'm talking about emotions. To make these decisions decisively, because you know we are going, you understand what we must do, and you understand how we must do this. So anything outside of those parameters needs to be dealt with timeously. Otherwise, that small issue will become a larger issue, and later it will disrupt the whole organization. Whatever you tolerate shall grow. If your staff is not punctual and you don't address it timeously, you're creating a culture of being late. And they call it Africa time. And I've heard it in so many other countries. Not just in Africa, but we are referring to it as Africa time. The next quality that we must possess is wisdom. Walk in wisdom. What is wisdom? Wisdom is not knowledge. Knowledge is the stuff we learn, we study, we memorize. That's knowledge. So many people sit with knowledge, but they battle to apply the knowledge, to understand the knowledge. So the moment we have the knowledge, we have to start to apply this knowledge in a practical way, and that creates wisdom in our life. This is when you are able to speak with wisdom, and that will generate understanding in our hearts, because we know what we want, we know where our staff is, and now wisdom tells us, do it this way, because you understand people through relationship. So there's the process of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and that will result in a staff that is committed to the vision and the mission, and they will be part of all the action plans that we put on the table, because they walk in integrity. We've established that before. Remember, we must never work towards commitment. We must work from commitment. Don't reward a person into leadership if they are not committed, trustworthy, reliable, disciplined, have integrity. Don't put them in the leadership position. Let them first develop that. And once they have developed that, you reward what you want to see in their life. And then the other aspect is courage. To be a leader is a courageous servanthood. It takes so much effort to do the right thing in the right time, irrespective if people like it or don't like it. And that is courage. And the type of leaders that are currently needed, especially in our own nation, is courageous leadership in a very chaotic and sometimes toxic environment. Be courageous, stand up, stand firm, stand tall, because a leader that knows where he's going, believe in that vision, will be courageous. They will lead even if nobody is following. They will not compromise on principles for the sake of a following. If you compromise on the principles for the sake of following, you are now busy investing a negative characteristic in your staff. Don't do that. And the 10th one that I just want to quickly mention, because I've touched upon it already, is passion. Demonstrate enthusiasm. Look like as if you enjoy life. Set them the example of a leader that comes to work with a song in their heart, with excitement, with enthusiasm. Don't arrive at work with a long face, that you look like a bastard, the long ears, the droopy face, and life is so tough, you just hang in there and you don't have courage. No, stand up. You believe in the vision, you believe in yourself, you believe in your team, and carry that enthusiasm over. They will catch on to it, because enthusiasm cannot be trained. Enthusiasm cannot be taught. Enthusiasm and passion is caught through what you do, what you say, and how you live. And that will encourage others to follow you. They will follow your good example. Staff will serve you as a leader as they have seen your example. And that will make them loyal. And they will invest because of loyalty, because of discipline, because of integrity, because of all the things I've just discussed. They will invest their time. They're not just there to collect a salary, they will invest their time, because salary is the reward of knowledge that is put into an organization. In other words, my job description. But time I invest is over and above my job description. That is the extra mile. Our staff will be available to help. And that will help you as a leader to reach your potential. And they will understand that they will also benefit from you and me reaching our potential. So from the model follower to the model leader, continually raise up more leaders. Constantly be on the lookout for people who you can invest yourself into. how you can duplicate yourself. And that is a constant work. It's not an event. You can't call a group of people together, so right now I'm going to pick. No. You walk through the crowds. You walk through the departments. You sit with your leaders. You listen to them. You observe who they empower. And as you walk slowly through your department and your organization, you get to know people. You get to see their productivity, their effectiveness, and then you start to develop. And a good place to start is the machine that do the clocks as you check in. Who's on time? Who's constantly on time? Who's the last to leave? Who are those who volunteer? Who are those that says, I will do it? When a request for somebody to help. And not necessarily for a salary or a bonus. It is just somebody that believes in your vision, that believes in your dream. Get them. Develop them. Keep on developing them. It's a continuous process. As we as leaders must develop constantly. Be on the cutting edge constantly. Help them to develop themselves as we develop them. Leaders need to be searching for potential leaders. Look for them, raise them up, develop them. Potential leaders need to be challenged to grow. It's no good you see potential and that person is not willing to grow. They're not willing to make the investment in time. They're not willing to make the sacrifices. They're happy where they are. You do get them. They will come to work on time. They will leave for lunch and be back on time. And they will leave for home on time. No extra effort. Nothing. We need them. But don't make them leaders. What do? Because they are always there, we pick them as supervisors. Make sure that you get the right people. Because those people need to grow. So potential leaders must pay a price for growth. Are they willing to pay that price? If you're modeling good leadership, you're doing well. And it's something we have control over. It's something we can do. Won't cost us a lot of money. It is a sacrifice we have to make for the development of others and the believing in your dream. If you're allowing your potential leaders to spend time with you, to learn how to lead, teach them, invite them. This is what I constantly do. Get people alongside me and rotate them. Don't have favorites. Don't practice nepotism, but allow them to observe you in action. Take them with you when you are doing disciplinary hearings. When you are completing a tough task, bring them with you. That is training, that's development. But it's an intentional thing we must do. If you're intentionally selecting, recruiting and challenging and training leaders, you're not only functioning at your highest level, you're also preparing for their future. And they are the ones that must take on the baton. And once you have raised that group of leaders, your inner circle, your team, you are able to move on to something new. Because for us as leaders, we get bored if we have achieved the goal. So by raising and developing leaders and bringing them into a place of taking over, we can get promoted. We can start something new, start the whole process all over again. Your leadership legacy will then reach far beyond our lifetimes. This is the law of pictures. So paint a picture in their mind so that they can see it and know what to do because you have modeled it. And then you have developed an empowerment. That's the law of the picture. Let us go over to the law of acceptance. The law of acceptance, it's about I am embracing which has been set in front of me. So a leader will find the vision, then the people. You'll find the leader, so the people will find the leader, and then they find the vision. I've said just now, in the starting of this session. The leader finds the vision, then he finds the people. The people will find the leader and discover the vision. So they buy into me first, and then they adopt the vision. So walk the walk, talk the talk, set the example, and let that become the bait that we use for people to say, I want that. Help me. Can you teach me? That's the easiest way to find people that wants to make the sacrifice. So what is the power of the vision? Because this is acceptance, is awareness, the ability to see. My attitude, the faith that I have in what I dream. The courage that I have to do, that's the vision, the actions. To take courage to do it. Buy out the time. Burn the midnight oil. Any good leader burns the midnight oil first before he asks a commitment. And as a leader, as a trendsetter, as a visionary, set a higher standard for those that you want to empower. And then part of the vision is achievement. Have small little goals every now and then, not just a 5-year and a 10-year plan. Have a year plan, have a quarterly plan, have small goals, because nothing motivates a person than achieving a goal. So here are some steps to take to gain acceptance. That people can accept us. Influence those closest to you because of your character. Because they are there. They are around you. So that's the first step you take if you want people to accept where you're going and how you're going to get there. Win key influences. Influence the influencers. Train the trainers because they already have followers. If you are training just somebody that will follow you, you are influencing one person. But if you are influencing an influencer, you are influencing him and everybody else that he is influencing. Broaden your circle of followers. Because if they want to buy into the vision, cast out the net of credibility, of trustworthiness. And then this clear vision with a strong team will bring victory. Hard work alone is not enough. We need hard work with the right people, with the right attitude. Because you can have the right person with the wrong attitude and they are toxic. Redirect them. Put them on a side track. Develop his attitude and bring them back in. But take them out of the place of influence. A leader on a mission needs to make steps on this journey. A mission is not something that happens immediately. It takes time. It takes preparation. It takes effort. It takes sacrifices. One step at a time. And where do I start? Assume responsibility. Don't blame shift. Don't pass the buck. Step up. Be the first to respond. If you ask somebody to help, be the first to stand up. Say, who's going to help me? Who's with me? So these are certain words we have to embrace. Be careful of the word I. I will do this. I can do this. That is not creating trust. That is boastfulness. And in this step into your journey, into your vision, anticipate results. Why do we do things? Not to keep ourselves busy. No, we want to achieve results. So anticipate results. Accept the risks that are always part of the package as a leader. And as we do all these things, my staff will accept me with my warts and all, because none of us are perfect. Don't expect perfection, because we cannot produce perfection. We all have mistakes. But teach them on how to correct and learn from their mistakes. Because a mistake is something we do the first time, because of the lack of knowledge, the lack of understanding, the lack of wisdom, the lack of whatever. But once I sat that person down and used that mistake as a moment of training, as an opportunity of empowerment, it's no longer a mistake, it's a learning curve. But if you have empowered them, giving them the tools and the abilities, and they still keep on making the same mistake, it's no longer a mistake, it's a choice. It means there's something that they don't understand, or they're willfully doing their own thing, or purposefully derailing the project, and then you take them off. Don't let them be part of the influential team, the inner circle. If we allow them to get away with it, others will say, no, why must I make that effort? If that person is making the same mistake and receiving the same rewards. So these are the two laws I've touched on today, the law of the picture and the law of acceptance. The two is hand in glove. And please, as I've said, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to post this video today. Use it. Go and watch it again. I know I am giving you just small pieces. Each of these laws is at least an hour and a half teaching. And I bring it to you to between 15 and 20 minutes. So go and watch it. Read it. Use it. Put your swing onto it. Your flair. And teach it to your staff. Show them these videos as a tool to ignite a discussion, and then formulate it. And yes, I am available if you want. I can come to your office, whether in South Africa, across the board. I've traveled 22 countries the past 7 years doing training as far as Australia, India, mention it, some places in Asia and South America, North America, throughout Africa, in Europe. I travel. I will go to you. I will tailor-make a program that suits your needs and address the problems and bring the solutions. But utilize this material. And I thank you and I appreciate you for taking the time out to be part and to sit and listen to be empowered. God bless you.